Hello friends, welcome back to Wealth Creation Trading. So today we will discuss about the global scenario. In this video, we'll talk about the major indexes like the Dow Jones, US index and the Germany index. Some of the indexes we'll talk about. And after that, we will just focus on the commodities, especially crude oil, and what could be its impact and what could be its like the projection in the coming months. So it will be a great video and really helpful for those who want to invest for a long term and those investors who really want to see from a longer term perspective their accumulation of the wealth. So this will be very helpful. And before starting that video, I want you to just go through our last video that we had posted just around the last week of August. So one can see that for the track check, because in this video we also discuss some of the stocks, some of the indexes, and that will be very helpful to you. Like we discussed, match the chart pattern of the index with the stock. Okay, so this will be helpful, and really, you really like that video. The link of that video will be seen to you at the end of that particular video, and that link just directly goes to the help you to open that previous video. Okay, so just continue with that video. So first of all, we'll discuss about the German index. Okay, so DAX index. Just I'll just come through that pattern. That is very interesting pattern. So this pattern is called an diagonal. Okay, so one can search, just make a Google working for you. Okay, so it's a diagonal. So this pattern is called diagonal. Whenever a diagonal happens, it's a textbook theory. It's a textbook example. Whenever a diagonal happens, the particular instrument corrected sharply, and that is very sharply. Believe me, this correction comes around very fast and very sharply. If this is a diagonal, then next in the next correction, Germany will likely to come around in the first part of this correction. Germany will likely to come around near the levels of 13,800. So this is the first leg of this sharp correction, which make the projection around 13,800. So just be careful. The reason for making that video is just to show you that what is happening at the global scale. So the conditions are really tough at the global scenario in the equities. Whatever be the conditions, whatever be the reasons, we will come to do in the coming months by the news, by the events, whatever will be happen. So we'll come to that. But for the time being, the charts are saying that something really tough, really difficult situations are likely to come in the future in the beginning of what the just has begun. So one should have to be careful while investing, and one should be on the sidelines instead of investing more than 60 to 70% of their wealth. You should have to just focus on investing 10 to 20% so that and be on in a particular sector, in a particular stock. So make your exposure less, and the charts are saying that. Okay, so the charts are saying make the exposure less. So just come to the Dow Jones. Okay, some major index. Most of the Indians will see the Dow Jones. There was a time. Okay, so before 2020, it was a great time when everybody see the Dow Jones Industrial, because it has a huge impact on the Indian market. After that particular decade, okay, so we hardly see any Dow Jones because our Indian market has its own trajectory, its own uh, path. Okay, so bull run, one can say. Okay, so in the last video we discussed Dow around that time. Okay, it's 24th. Okay, so around that time we had discussed the Dow, and yeah, what we discussed in the last video is that the pattern is likely to be complete, and Dow we are likely to see the levels of 31,000, and one can see that after making a correction and then after uh, going sideways for a month, the Dow just slipped in this week with a very sharp candle. It's a huge candle, and it has a very great impact in the coming months. The projection remains the same. Once the Dow closes before 33,720, once the weekly close comes before that, we are likely to watch the levels of 28,500. Okay, so just let me show you the wave count. So this one is like a one, okay, and this one is either A or one, we can count it, and this one is either two or B, and now the turn is for three or C, and this is very destructive. And believe me friends, it's a textbook and which is saying that, and I had seen many examples, many live examples, and I have projected that many times. You can watch in the channel. Whenever the wave 3 comes or a wave C comes, it is really destructive waves. These are very, very destructive waves. God protects you, because these waves will be very, very devastating if you have a position adverse to that waves. Okay, if you have a position positive to that waves which are in which the waves are moving, then you can get a really huge returns. So once the close before that 33,700 comes, then we are likely to see the 28,000, and then further on we are likely to see the low of 2020 levels. Okay, so first of all, let's just come wait and just come to a close before 33,700, and then we are likely to see 2,800, then further on. The time horizon is around the 2 months. Okay, so in 2 months we can see the low levels. Okay, 28,004. So next move on to NASDAQ. In the last video, friends, believe me, just see that video. In the last video, well explained that chart pattern with the Tata Motor chart pattern. Okay, so last time when the video plays, Nasdaq is around that levels, or that I think Nasdaq is around that level, and then the correction came. You can see that near about 8 to 9% correction has come within a month. So we are likely to see further correction, and believe me, the chart pattern is similar to that particular stock chart pattern discussed in that video. You can see that. Okay, so now move on to next chart. Next is Switzerland. Again, friends, in the Switzerland, the similar chart pattern, this is either A or 1, and this one is either B or 2. So similar, on a similar terms, in a similar scale, Switzerland chart is moving ahead. And yeah, once a close before 10,700 came, we are likely to see the levels of 8,500. Okay, so yeah, the time horizon is around 3 months, because it's really a very sideways correction. If it moves further on, then we're likely to watch the levels in between 3 to 4 months. Okay, so that's why the purpose of this video is to just check the global, what is happening around in the globe, and where we stand, where the India as an index, the industry, BSE, the S&P 500 index, where these stands. Okay, and yeah, if the rally, this rally, okay, so yeah, this rally that we are saying, if this rally is likely to come to end, no doubt, India will also has its own impact, has an impact because of that movements. There is no doubt. So if these sharp movements come, then we are likely to see the correction in our own indexes. So one cannot evade from the correction, whether it's India or Australia, other indexes. If the correction comes around globally, then we are likely to see the corrections in indexes also. But if one is saying that this is the start of a new bull market, this can give us a very huge returns. This is a likely to be a start of a new very big bull market, or whatever the pundits are saying. This is not the start of a bull market. I am saying this as a start of a new bear market. Okay, so this one I am saying is as a start of a new bear market. We are likely to see the very lower levels in the coming months or so at the global scale. Okay, so this is about the indexes. Let's just move on to crude oil. Okay, so this one is a crude. Okay, so one can see the old wave count. Okay, so this will not impact the interest of our trainers and the interest of our paid subscribers. So one can see that this one is a huge rally. That is what I am saying. The wave three. Why the wave three is mostly destructive? Just look at them. Just see how it comes. And this one is very destructive in the stocks and indexes. While in commodities, wave 5 is mostly destructive because of the nature of the particular waves. But even if you look at the third wave, just see how that comes around and how it plays. Okay, so these ones are very destructive if you have a position contrary to these waves, the wave 3 and wave C. Okay, friends. So this one is a chart pattern. We are really analyzing that by take and take, and really crude oil gives us a very huge returns, gives the very huge returns to our clients, and the analysis with the grace of God really went well. And let's see, hope with the grace of God, our future analysis also go well. So yeah, this was the projection when the correction started. When the correction started around the levels of $128, this one was the projection. So this one really, it's really 61. So it really requires a guts. But I can say just go through the chart. What the chart is saying, just go through that. So chart was saying that at that time when the correction was started. So chart was saying that the crude will likely to come the levels around 61. No doubt, 61 not come as we are seeing that, but it has reached near that, and from 128 to around the levels of 63, 61.70 not come, but it had turned from the 63 levels, right? And now we have to see what the future projection is likely to be. So yeah, again, I can't show the wave count, what I am projecting from here. But yes, in a crude oil, we are likely to see the levels of $150 in the coming months. Commodity only has enough power to change the inflation data around the globe. The inflation data, the global scenario, the geopolitical scenario. What can I say more from that? So this individual commodity has a potential power to change everything around the globe. This will take time. Projection will not happen overnight, but it's likely to be. The movement has already started. It's really impulsive count. Let's just see whether the one is completed or one completed here and this one is a three. Let's just watch and see how the pattern behaved. But if that is the start of wave 3, then we are likely to see the levels of 150 in between 6 to 7 months. If this is the start of 3, we are likely to see the levels in between 6 to 7 months. If this hole is 1, why I'm saying that? Because pattern is emerging and we have to just follow a pattern. If this hole is 1 and it correct around that level 74, 73, then we are likely to see the level of 150 in between 13 to 16 months. So time period varies depending on the wave. If this is the start of wave 3, then 6 to 7 months are just months for making that commodity to be doubled. So overall, the crude looks good. Wave count already working well in the past. Hope so. With the grace of God, we are likely to see a correct wave count in the future. So the projection comes true. Just wait. So that's why just wait. If you like to invest, like invest in contra funds. Invest in contra funds. Don't invest in equities. Just look at contra funds, whatever the funds are available in your particular region. So just go through that. Don't invest in equities because these can make your investments near about 10 to 18% returns. So these are very good and huge returns. And be on gold. Believe me, and be on gold. Have some gold with you because gold will help you. Gold will really help you. Gold is an asset. Gold will really help you for in a cash for transacting a tax. Cash, be on gold. Okay, so it is very necessary. So okay, friends, that's it. This is on this for global scenario. I know that most of the Indians love to trade in equities and options, but this one should also be there, and you should have to increase the knowledge now how the global indexes and global commodities behave and interact with each other and how the chart formations make the purpose of that video simply. So thank you so much. I hope you loved that video. Please like, share, and subscribe our channel to give us motivation. Thank you so much.